Hey guys, welcome back to the Get a Clue Classroom, and in this session we are going to be talking about advertising and creating your own ads. Because here's the thing, I got a question the other day from a student and he asked, well, is it better for me to create my own ads or sub that out, okay? And my answer to him was it depends on how much time you have and how much money that you have, because really it really comes down to that, all right? Now, because it's going to take you time to learn the software. If you already know the software and you can get through it pretty quickly, then definitely do it yourself, okay? But if you don't have time, then you definitely want to sub it out, okay? And there's several different places that you can have somebody do a banner ad for you for really cheap, okay? There's Fiverr, there's Warrior, Forum, Classifieds, there's Elance and freelancer.com. You can go to any of those places and get that subbed out for you. However, if it's not right and they don't do it right, and it's going to take you, it's going to take them about 4 days, maybe 48 hours to get back to you, and then you're going to have revisions. So I always like to do it myself, and let me tell you something. The reason being is because when I started out, I didn't have the money to hire an ad consultant, or I didn't have money to hire an ad agency to do it. And so I learned the software myself. Basically, I do everything myself. That's why sometimes it's cheesy and sometimes it comes out right. But, you know, you don't know until you try it out and you get it out there to the public. So in this session, this workshop, I'm going to talk to you and show you how to do it yourself with the right software. And once you do it yourself, then you can sub your own skill, your own workout for generating income. Anyway, so let me show you real quick on how that's done. I use a program called Fireworks. Now, if you ever remember back in the day, Fireworks was Macromedia came into it was Macromedia MX. This is back in the year 2000. I'm still using it, and that goes to show you that you don't need to hide the latest, greatest software, program like Adobe Photoshop. It's like $700. Now, if you don't have $700 and you want to get OEM software, by all means, go ahead and do that, because when you look up OEM software, it's not necessarily a trademark name. It's a copy or a clone of a software, and it does the same thing. So anyway, getting back to Macromedia, it has everything on it. Dreamweaver, that was I learned how to do that and all that good stuff, and you should too. If you want to do this yourself and you want to learn how to do it so that you can start generating income, I highly recommend either getting Fireworks or getting Photoshop, all right? I happen to like Fireworks, so I'm going to use that. Now, the dimensions for Facebook in the news feed, if you have a right column and then you have your news feed, and the ad dimensions for that is 1200 by 628, okay? Your height is 628. And so make sure that your canvas size, this is called a canvas if you don't know already. If you want to change that up, you go into your dimensions here, you type in 1200 long ways, and your height is 628, okay? So that's already set. Now, there's 3 key elements that you want in an ad, okay? Obviously, you want great ad copy, number 1. But number 2, you need a human element, okay? You need either, if you're branding yourself or your product, put your face on there on the ad, and you also want a call to action. That's it, just three things: great ad copy, a great headline, the human element, and a call to action. Okay, so I'm going to show you that real quick. Now, when you're doing this, you want to import a structure. Okay, you want to have some type of foundation. Now, I'm using a chalkboard image. And, to be honest with you, graphic design is all about layers and images, okay? Over here on your right side, you have layers, And this is what it looks like. This is a bitmap that I just imported over here. We're going to import more elements to show you and how that's done, okay? Remember I said the human element, okay? So this is me. I'm pointing to the chalkboard. In fact, what I would like to do, instead of having me float, I had to seat it down here at the baseline, okay? That way, it looks like I'm popping up off the screen. You know, it's just an effect. So I am pointing to the chalkboard, which I'm going to add some text to. All right. Now, just a word of caution that Facebook doesn't like a lot of text. For example, let me show you real quick that one of my ads that got bumped was this one. And, you know, this had too much text on it. I don't know why they don't like a lot of text. Maybe it's confusing. Maybe you're showing off too much. I don't know what the reason is for not having a lot of text. As you can see, you know, I have my headline and then all that. But this ad got bumped, all right? And but anyway, it doesn't have to be just for Facebook, all right? I just shouted out those dimensions, 1200 by 628, so that you would know, all right? This doesn't have to be. You can have this ad on Bing or Google AdWords, all right, or somebody's blog. Maybe you want to advertise on somebody else's blog. So I'm just going to construct something real simple for you. As you can see, there's 3 elements on here. There's a call to action, there's the human element, and the headline, okay? So basically, if we're going to customize this for Facebook, I'm going to go with as limited amount of text as possible, okay? So I'm just going to promote this. The Get a Clue Classroom is now in session, okay? Obviously, go over to your selection tool so you can format the text. You want to make it bigger. You want to make it white. And you also have different styles. Over here on the right-hand side are different styles for text. If you want it automatic, all right, obviously they don't have large enough fonts. But if you wanted to put colors and if you want to put different colors, different styles, different textures on your text, you can go ahead and do that. But this really, for text, you know, you can, you know, screw around with that, play around with the cropping. All right, so if I'm just using this, I would probably change the color to make it more cohesive to the ad, maybe brown. That's terrible. All right, and it's all about experimentation too. You know, I just happen to use these styles because they're there. I just wanted to show you that if you wanted to create a shape, let's say I wanted to do an elliptical shape like this, and I wanted to have different style to it. All right. This is how they create buttons, like a call to action button. Let me show you how to do that real quick. First, you select the whole entire graphic. You know, choose your colors. You can be simple, and then add your text to it. Like click here. I mean, this is the basics 101 when I was learning all this stuff, right? You got to start somewhere. You know, don't shoot yourself in the foot and procrastinate and say that, oh, I can't do it. You know, anybody can do it. It's just whether or not you want to put the effort into it and the time. But that's really simple, okay? So, like I said, it's all about layers and it's all about getting your shapes and your elements in there, all right? So you can use that as a basic ad. I mean, that's as basic as it gets right there. I still like to play around with different fonts and different colors and things, you know, things that are going to pop out things that are going to get the person's attention, all right? Now, obviously, this is way too much. So what you do is bring down, crop it down, even use different layers, different fonts. Did you know that Steve Jobs invented all the different fonts because he knew Bill Gates, his friend, was going ahead with Microsoft and that software, and he wanted to get in on the action. He knew it was going to be big. So in order for him to do that, to get in, he created all these different fonts to get on Windows software, and they had a mutual agreement that all Steve Jobs' fonts will go with the Windows software. I thought that was a pretty interesting tip that I found out a long time ago. But anyway, you can screw around with these type of headlines because a lot of it is headline oriented. You know, headlines are 90% of your ad, okay? You can also, you know, mess around with the graphics, the layers, those type of things. You definitely want to have your fonts and everything centered, all right? I don't like that font at all. Some crazy fonts that I like are Guggenspiel. Where is that? Or Glockenspiel. All right? And then you can add different bevels and shadows and drop shadows and stuff like that to make it really pop. All right, over here you can put another picture. Let's import something, you know, pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, that's what I was going to say. And then you have a call to action. Now, I wouldn't choose this button, but I wanted to do that for the sake of showing you how to implement the button in there. Let me go over to all images. And I would like to put in like a download button. All right, now obviously I implemented a PNG. Now the difference between a PNG and a JPEG, let me show you real quick what that looks like, a JPEG looks like, because you're going to get that white background. And with a PNG file, you don't have that. Let me show you. I don't have a JPEG here. Let me show you a JPEG file. Just when you need one, you can't find one. Now these GIFs and PNG files, they all have hold on a second. You know, sometimes when you're doing stuff, and this is, let me tell you, it's one of those things that sucks up all your time. All right, so now this is a JPEG. Notice the outline here over in this area behind the button. Now if this was a PNG, which I could make it a PNG by cutting that out with the bitmap tool. Bitmap tool, you're able to get rid of the colors behind the, that looks terrible. Okay, so we're going to stick with this, all right? This is like if you wanted to offer a free video, say, or a free session, right? Free session. And they press the download button, and that's your call to action. Really simple, really, unique. Notice how my image is overlapping the other image. It's all about layers. Now, if you want the chalkboard in the background, watch it cut off my finger when I move it up like this. See that? I just placed the chalkboard in front of my image. All right. So that's how you change different images to send something in the backwards or forwards. You got these. These will help you too. This will help you bring your image, whatever image you're working on. Let's say I want to send it all the way back behind the chalkboard. You just go and hit that image. See how it sends it back? And I can bring it all the way to the front. All right, so I like to use those images. It's like WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. So that's how you do it. That's how you create an ad. Again, the Facebook ads are 1200 by 628. You want the 3 different types of concepts, 3 different reasons, 3 different elements for an ad. Is your headline, the call to action, and a human element, okay? This is David D. from the Get a Clue Classroom. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon.